Ever heard of a paradoxical pulse, or a jugular vein that bulges with every breath in? Sounds like your heart is trying to write a plot twist. Today, on the Hippocratic Mind, we'll dive into two fascinating signs that confuse students and sometimes even doctors: Pulsus Paradoxus and Kussmaul's sign. Let's break them down, make sense of them, and add some humor so you'll never forget. Let's start with the basics. Normally, when you take a deep breath in, your chest expands. That expansion causes the pressure in your chest to drop, which helps more blood return to the right side of your heart. At the same time, your lungs fill with air, slightly compressing the left side of your heart, reducing the blood it pumps just a tiny bit. As a result, during inspiration, your systolic blood pressure, yes, the top number, drops just a little, usually less than 10 millimeters of mercury. This is normal. But what if this drop is not mild? What if the systolic pressure falls more than 10 millimeters of mercury when you breathe in? Now we have what's called Pulsus Paradoxus. Here's the twist. It is not truly paradoxical. It is just exaggerated. The pulse does not disappear randomly. It disappears during inspiration because the left ventricle is being squished so much it cannot pump out enough blood. This happens in conditions where the heart is literally under pressure, like in cardiac tamponade, where fluid builds up in the pericardial sac and strangles the heart with every beat. Or in severe asthma or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, where high intrathoracic pressures swing wildly during inspiration. So in Pulsus Paradoxus, you might feel the radial pulse disappear slightly with every breath in, and if you're measuring blood pressure, you'll notice the systolic pressure seems to vanish, then return depending on the breathing cycle. Dramatic, right? Now let's move to Kussmaul's sign, a neck vein behavior that's just impolite. Normally, when you breathe in, your chest pressure drops, blood returns more easily to the heart, and your jugular veins collapse a bit. But in Kussmaul's sign, the opposite happens. The jugular vein bulges with inspiration. Why? Because the blood wants to enter the right side of the heart, but it's met with a wall, literally. The right ventricle is stiff. It's like trying to walk into a club with a bouncer at the door. This occurs in conditions like constrictive pericarditis, where the pericardium becomes a rigid shell, or in restrictive cardiomyopathy, where the heart muscle itself is too stiff to expand and receive blood. So, the blood can't enter the right side easily. It backs up into the jugular veins, and instead of collapsing during inspiration, they swell. Here's a simple trick to remember the difference between these two drama queens. Pulsus Paradoxus equals pulse disappears during inspiration. Kussmaul's sign equals K for kaput, right ventricle. Jugulars bulge during inspiration. Also, Pulsus Paradoxus is about pressure. Kussmaul's sign is about veins. One is felt at the wrist, the other is seen at the neck. If your heart ever starts acting up like a moody actor in a drama, bulging veins, disappearing pulses, you'll know exactly what's going on backstage. If you found this helpful, tap that like button like you're palpating a strong radial pulse, and subscribe to the Hippocratic Mind for more mind-opening medical wisdom.